What's going on, guys? JSGC here, back again for another Manchester City video, where today we're going to be doing loan report number 2. We're going to be looking today at Joel Ndala, Jacob Wright, Finley Burns, Kalvin Phillips and Maximo Perrone, and having a look at how they are performing out on loan during the 2024-2025 season. So before I do crack on with this video, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorship for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up on the video. It lets me know that you are enjoying these loan reports. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below, including today's title of the video: does Maximo Perrone have a future at Manchester City, and if so, how did Manchester City make that work? Let me know in the comments below. Finally, this video is sponsored and brought to you by SofaScore. SofaScore is an app that's going to keep you guys up to date with all the latest football scores from around the grounds. They'll keep you guys up to date with the latest match information, the match statistics, lineups and all your good footballing needs, all in one place, all in one app. It's not just limited to football scores and information, it's got all the sports that you guys love to follow, all in one place, all in one app covered. So do go and check it out. It is free to download, and anyone that does download using my links in the description or the QR code on screen does help to support the future content created here on my channel. And SofaScore, very highly recommended app, so do go and check it out. So let's speak first about Joel Ndala, the 18-year-old English winger who's currently on loan at PSV in the first half of the season and currently finds himself on loan at Nottingham Forest. So he played for PSV's B side in the second tier of football in the Netherlands, making 12 appearances for them, scoring 1 goal and getting 1 assist, featuring in 32% of all available minutes. Manchester City weren't happy with his progress, or more, Ndala weren't too happy with his progress, so he decided to leave PSV's reserve team, their B team, and join Nottingham Forest under-21s instead, where he's made 4 appearances with 0 goals and 1 assist in Premier League 2. Now, he's featured in all available minutes at Nottingham Forest so far. He clearly isn't ready just yet for first team action, but I imagine that Nottingham Forest have decided to add him on loan because they will want to make that deal permanent. Now, he has a value of £3.5 million according to Transfer Market. However, Nottingham Forest have got an option to buy for £4 million with a 20% sell-on clause also included by Manchester City. Now, when he went on loan to PSV Eindhoven, there was an obligation to buy which has now been cancelled, so there's just an option to buy for Nottingham Forest, which I do expect them to make that deal permanent in the summer, hence he's getting so many minutes there. Now, in terms of his Manchester City contract, I don't know how long he's got left on his City deal, but when he returns back to Manchester City, I'm not entirely sure he'll be returning back as a Manchester City player. I suspect he's going to join Nottingham Forest, but I might be wrong, we'll see. Anyway, moving on, let's speak about Jacob Wright, the 19-year-old English central midfielder. Went on loan to Norwich City in February after he had moves to Derby County and Swansea City fall through in the January transfer window. They were seeking a permanent move and then they were seeking a loan move. It upset Derby County. City wanted on a permanent transfer to Swansea City. That fell through, and then on transfer deadline day managed to secure a loan to Norwich City instead, and that's really upset Derby County since then. But let's move on. Transfer politics. So it is just a loan to Norwich City in the Championship, a straight up loan. He's made 7 appearances so far with no goals or assists, but has featured in 44% of all minutes. There's no word on just how long Jacob Wright has left on his Manchester City deal, but it is believed that Manchester City could well see him leave permanently this summer for a deal between £2 to £5 million, which was a similar number that we were looking at when Manchester City were seeking Jacob Wright to leave Manchester City in the January transfer window on a permanent transfer. Now, I do believe that Norwich City have got an option to buy, but there's no details about what that option to buy is, so I imagine Man City may be looking for a permanent move, not just for Joel Ndala, but but also Jacob Wright heading into the summer transfer window. Now moving on, we've got the latest on Finley Burns, the 21-year-old English centre-back, currently on loan at Hull City in the Championship. Now he's made just 9 appearances with no goals or assists and featured in 9% of all available minutes to him at Hull City. His City contract expires, that's his Man City contract, expires in 2027, in June 2027. He did really well with Stevenage last season in League One, standing at a massive 6'5", so I'm just wondering maybe Hull City wasn't the right move for him, and maybe another loan move to another Championship team may suit him better heading into next season. If we do want to explore the loan market, then maybe sending him back to League One, but this time rather than sending him to Stevenage, looking to try and send him to a team who's maybe got aspirations of finishing very high in League One. No disrespect to Stevenage, but their ambitions won't be set as high as some of the other big boys in League One. I'm talking the likes of Wrexham and Bolton, Wigan, Charlton, etc. if they don't end up being promoted. So we'll see. That's something I'd keep an eye on if I was in charge of that transfer. Now moving on, Kalvin Phillips. Very interesting, the 29-year-old English defensive midfielder on loan at Ipswich Town in the Premier League. Bit of a mess, this one. Signed for Manchester City in 2022 for just over £40 million, and unfortunately, very sad, didn't really work out for him at Manchester City. And then of January last season, Manchester City looked to loan Kalvin Phillips out. He went to West Ham, and that move was a disaster. Mistake after mistake, couldn't keep himself injury-free, and he returned back to Manchester City, where we was hoping Leeds United would get promoted to the Premier League so they could take him off our hands and pay us a good fee. It didn't happen. They didn't get promoted, so instead we've ended up loaning him to relegation-threatened Ipswich Town instead, where he's made 17 appearances in the Premier League with no goals or assists, but has played in 46% of all available minutes to him. And the positive is, because he's playing every week, I think he's been working hard on his injuries. He's not had anywhere near as many injuries this season as what he does normally have, so that's the positive here. The negative, he is seen as a squad-rotated player at the moment for a team that's possibly going to be relegated, and that suggests to me that he's nowhere near good enough right now for Manchester City, and he's on a massive wage. I believe he's on £150,000 per week at Manchester City, and his contract runs until June of 2028, and for me, for the sake of his career, for the sake of everybody involved, he needs a permanent sale. Now at the moment only one team's interested, and that's his former team Leeds United, but they're only interested if they secure a promotion back to the Premier League, and even if that happens, they're still concerned about his wage. So again, all a bit messy. Manchester City believed to be looking for around £15 to £20 million in the summer for Kalvin Phillips, and I'll be honest, at that price I think we'll be lucky to see a permanent sale. A complete mess, and if Leeds United don't end up making their move for Kalvin Phillips, regardless of whether they're promoted to the Premier League or not, I don't know what the future holds for him. So really interesting. I feel like City have just postponed their concerns from last season and just moving them over to this summer. And if they don't sort it out permanently for this summer, they're just moving it along year on year until eventually we'll hit 2028 and he can leave for free. Yeah. Not ideal. Anyway, let's speak about the final player, Maximo Perrone, the 22-year-old Argentinian midfielder on loan at Como over in Italy, playing in Serie A. He's made 18 appearances so far this season with no goals, but's got 2 assists, played in 51% of all available minutes, and I think the question here is, does Maximo Perrone have a future at Manchester City? I don't see us using him around the first team squad. I could see us potentially loaning him out once more. However, I feel like we're at a point now where if we're not going to use him around the first team squad, stop loaning him out. If he's not got a future at Manchester City, cut out the middleman here and send him out on a permanent basis. Now, where would that be? Now, Manchester City brought him in 2023 from Vélez Sarsfield over in Argentina for just under £8 million, and his transfer market value at the moment set at around €10 million. So there is the potential that Man City could make a small profit here on Maximo Perrone. If they do want to maybe use him around the first team squad, we could give him the Club World Cup to train around the first team and maybe give him some minutes there and during pre-season and see where we get on from there. But I'm not too sure. I'm real stumped on Maximo Perrone. What would you do? Let me know in the comments below. So that has been today's Loan Report number 2. We'll be back again tomorrow for Loan Report number 3, where tomorrow we're going to be speaking about Claudio Echeverri, Keiki, True Grant, Joshua Wilson Esperand, and also Kyle Walker. So I will see you tomorrow for that loan report. So that has been today's video. Please do leave a thumbs up on the video. Lets me know that you are enjoying the videos. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What would you do with Maximo Perrone? Let me know. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links there in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by SofaScore. I'll see you all again real soon for the next video, tomorrow religiously for loan report number 3. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.